is also sending a delegation to those talks. It's quite a large delegation led by Andriy Yermak, Volodymyr Zelensky's chief of staff, who's extremely unpopular at the moment. But there is also Serhiy Kislitsa, the deputy foreign minister, who is very popular. Kirill Budanov, head of the military intelligence service, is also a popular figure and seen as not entirely dependent on and allied with the troubled Zelensky-Yermak team. Volodymyr Zelensky clearly thinks that after quite a long trip abroad during a major political crisis at home, it's not the right moment to be going away again. And as he said, it's a moment of great crisis, a huge dilemma for the country, and he is staying put in Kyiv. But he's been holding phone conversations with all of the other foreign allies of Ukraine, the European leaders, most recently Donald Tusk. And it seems from what they've been saying publicly that they have worked out a strategy of not making any, what Zelensky called, loud statements, not saying that this plan is absurd, unacceptable, totally unfair, which is what many, many commentators are saying, but they're saying we need to talk about it, we need to make improvements on this plan, but we want to work with the United States, so on. So they're being very, very diplomatic. I think that the hope is that with pressure from Ukraine's European allies and also from quite a large number of members of US Congress who've been quite outspoken against this plan, they're going to be able to get Trump and his negotiating team, which is made up of Steve Witkoff, the one who's always pushing Russian viewpoints, Russian narratives, constantly in contact with this Kirill Dmitriev, Putin's envoy, and Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, who's seen as a much more sensible, well-educated figure, perhaps an old-school Republican in some ways, who understands things much better and who seemed a bit more reticent about this plan. So basically, I think they're hoping to get a lot of changes made to it, and also for this deadline of next Thursday to sign on the dotted line to be lifted. Because at the moment, the reports coming in about threats from Donald Trump and his administration of an immediate cut to aid and intelligence sharing if the Ukrainians don't sign by Thanksgiving, which is next Thursday. Of course, that's sending shivers down the spine of a lot of Ukrainians.